Hello and welcome to a new season of Friday ParaVlogs. Now this first episode I'm going to do a review of our Halloween special we filmed at Castle Acre in October. Now what I will say is that some of our responses we got through our devices are absolutely amazing. They're intelligent, they tie in with the location, and they also tie in with me personally. I have been there quite a few times in the past now. I've seen things and I've caught things to camera. And on this investigation, I was hoping that Becky, Jared and Pete would also see what I've seen in the past. Unfortunately, Jared, Becky and Pete didn't see what I've seen there before. However, they did have some personal experiences. And the experiences ranged from hearing footsteps, hearing heavy breathing. Pete thought he saw something go over the bridge quickly, but if it had been anything paranormal, I believe he'd have known. So that could have just been a bit of pareidolia, you know, maybe a bat or something there playing tricks on him. So, but like I said, the responses we got on our paranormal devices are amazing. So I'm just going to show you some quick clips of all of our responses we got on the night. So first of all, as the night started off, I started getting K2 hits on the K2 meter. And I decided to ask some questions and I was filming it with my phone. Now, it seemed to respond to a couple of my questions, but I cannot actually say it's fully paranormal because it might not be. It might be a little bit of interference. But what it does seem to respond to is when I say, are you William or were you guards here? Have a watch.
Is William here? Thank you. Is that William? Make it go up to red if it's William. Come on. Is it William's soldiers? Are you a guard here? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. So you're a guard, are you? Are there more than one of you? Make it flash if there are. If there's lots of you, make it go red. Now's your chance to come and let us know. You communicate with us and we'll communicate with you.
Okay, so this next clip shows the EVP saying piss off. Now this was quite close to the start of the investigation when we'd only just started out. It was just myself and Pete walking around the upper castle on our own, and you can hear this quite clearly. So have a listen, see if you can hear it.
Right, if you can hear panting, that's me, because I'm getting out of breath.
Stop.
Do you hear that?
So after we'd had a brief walk around the top of the castle, we decided to do a PSB 11 session. Myself, Pete and Becky, and Jared just sat a little distance away from us. But basically, these are some of the responses we got, and what these responses, all in all of the responses all in all from the entire night seemed to indicate that whatever was there was protecting its castle, and it didn't really want us there. They were either feeling threatened by us, or maybe there was something there protecting us, telling us to leave, because maybe we shouldn't be there. I don't know, but it's interesting all the same. So listen to this first PSB 11 response saying, please leave.
Said something there.
Yeah. Okay, so the next response is in response to Becky asking, do you want us here? And it says, please don't.
Do you want us here?
Then the next response we get says, this place. And that's immediately after it had said, please don't, this place. So whatever was there was almost kind of telling us to go.
Come on! You told us to get out. Oh, said something again. Get out!
Get out!
The next one, which is really, really interesting and fascinating, is a full sentence response on the PSB11 in response to Becky asking the question, do you remember Sadie? Because I've been there multiple times in the past and seen stuff and captured stuff. And Becky asked this question, do you remember Sadie? Listen to this response.
Can you remember Sadie from last time? It sounded like the whole sentence then, but
Did
it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says, come and spook us, it's her business. Now that is really, really intelligent, but it leaves me asking the question, are we the ghosts to them? Are we going there and spooking and frightening them? So it's quite interesting. As for it's her business, obviously I do this regularly, go out paranormal investigating. So yeah, it's my business. I go and kind of spook them. It's her business. So that's quite a funny response, if you like, but very intelligent. And that was through the PSB11. So the next response we get is in response to me asking, did you poke me in the back? Because on a previous investigation when I've been there, I felt like something poked me straight in the back. And it was extremely hard. It was like somebody had jibed me in the back with a spear. It actually hurt and made me jump up. Something I've never experienced before in a paranormal investigation, but that was a good couple of years ago. And in response to me asking, did you poke me in the back? It says, he's hers.
Did you poke me in the back? Who poked me in the back when I was here before? Who did that?
It almost sounds like it could be saying he's hurt, but when I've slowed it down and listened to it properly, it's definitely he's hers, because you can hear the S on the end. There's no T at the end, it's a S. So yeah, I think that's saying he's hers. So whether it's saying that something there thinks that he's mine, I'm his, I don't know, but it's interesting. So on this night, this is the first night Peter's ever been to this location. It's the first night Becky's ever been to this location. Jared's been a few times before. But the PSB11 says, who are you? And then it says, hiya. And it's really, really clear. Have a listen. Now, bearing in mind that it's both Pete and Becky's first time there, I think they're saying, who are you? As if to say, who are you? Because they've never seen them before. And then I think the hiya is in reference to Pete, because Pete, when he first sees people and says hello and that, he usually tends to say hiya. So I think that could be in reference to Pete, so that's quite intelligent. During the night, I also felt something in my hair. It was almost as though somebody was rubbing my hair. I thought or presumed it could have been like a bug or something there on the night, but looking back at it and knowing just how hard that felt, there's no way that could have been a bug. It would have had to have been something with some substance and some weight to it, such as a bat or something like that. And there was no way a bat in my hair either, because I would have felt it flapping. So that I cannot explain as being anything in our normality. I cannot explain what that could have been. That was really odd. So have a watch of this.
Something here.
Somebody with a dog. Oh, something in my hair. There's something in my feet.
What?
Oh, there's something in my hair. I can feel it. Oh, it's on the top of my head.
No, they're
On the left hand side, there was something in my hair. It felt like there was a big old bug in it.
You got a hole in your hair.
This next clip shows some very strange lights that appear on the bridge. Now, while we went for our break, I decided to leave the live stream running and set that camera up stationary on the bridge so that you at home could watch from home and see if anything would appear on the bridge. And overall, I left that camera there for about 20 minutes and I've watched it back. A lot of you commented saying that you could see various different things and different lights and everything. One thing I will say is that some of the lights you were seeing were from a road in the distance, were car lights, but I can explain those away. But one thing that has absolutely fascinated me is that during the 20 minutes, at one time, only one time, not multiple times, a sudden cluster of little lights appear in front of the camera. Now at first, looking at it, it looks like it could be a cluster of bugs, or maybe some wind has suddenly appeared and blown some dust up into the air. But when I've looked at it properly and slowed it down, these things have a light source of their own. And by a light source of their own, I don't mean the light source that you see coming from bugs, because if you've captured a bug on camera, you'll know what I mean. But when you have a look at it and slow it down properly, you can see the shapes of the bug. With these lights, there's nothing there. All you can see are lights. And if you look at the centre light in the bridge, and the way it moves, and the way it doesn't have a body, only a body of light, that I cannot explain. I just cannot explain it. I don't know what that was. So it could well be paranormal, but have a watch.
Dust orbs. These are tiny little lights with their own light source, quite possibly paranormal.
Dust orbs. These are tiny little lights with their own light source, quite possibly paranormal.
Okay, so next we get my full name of Sadie Forth coming through on the PSB 11. Now that to me is absolutely brilliant because it's not just one of my names, it's both of my names. It's on the PSB 11. My name does come through on a lot of the devices, and I think that wherever I go, whatever I do, there's always something there, and they know me. How, I don't know, if it's because I've opened myself up and I go out there and I do this, it probably is, but to me, that saying my full name like that is brilliant, and you can hear it as clear as anything, so have a listen. So, the next thing we get is an EVP via my digital voice recorder, and it says the word nice. Now, my DVR is set up to record in high sensitivity. So that means if it would hear the sound of a pin drop. It is that high in sensitivity. It will hear the tiniest little things, to the point where everything is really amplified and loud in your ears, because I plug my headphones into it as well, so you can hear it in real time. And in real time on the night, I heard the word of nice, and playing it back and having a proper look at it, it does actually say the word nice. So have a listen to this.
Are you connected to the castle?
I'm sure before you said that, I'm sure something said nice.
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 Checking my arse out again, weren't they?
So that was that. We then decided to do an echo box session on the bridge where I've seen all these things, and I heard what sounded like rattling chains. Becky then said she heard it, and she'd also heard it earlier when nobody else had heard it. But the really, really scary and fascinating thing about this is the Echovox then says, choke her. Now, to say choke her, just after we've heard the sound of chains, it seems a little bit too coincidental. I don't know. Have a listen though.
Is there anything here with us?
Is there anything here with us?
I just heard rattling. Like rattling chains.
I heard that earlier.
Did you?
Over it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then after it said choke her, it then says out really clearly. And it then says, more disturbingly, will fuck you, Sadie. Please excuse my language again. I'm just repeating what it says, but have a listen to this.
Didn't I say to you?
Did you hear it then?
I didn't hear it then, no.
Do you want us to leave? What? Will? Fuck you.
That's what I heard. Well, fuck you.
Yeah. Don't be nasty to us. We're only here to be friendly. We want to talk to you. Find out who you are.
So yeah, that response was pretty nasty. It sounded like a man was saying will, and then a woman was saying fuck you, and then a man was saying Sadie. So that's a little bit bizarre and not very nice. So I then ask, are there many of you here? And it responds with secret fort visiting here. Have a listen.
Are there many of you here?
So then after it said secret fort visiting here, it then says out, get out. Have a listen.
Get out, get.
Oh, and I felt like
And then the
something
man
was
went,
coming.
yeah.
And I felt like something was coming up behind us then. Did you not feel that?
No, I didn't feel that.
So with that saying secret fort visiting here, it kind of makes a lot of sense because it is a fort. It's known as a fort. It's a castle. They may be referring to secret as in it's their castle. It's, you know, secret things have probably gone on inside there. And visiting here refers to us going there and visiting them. So after that response, I ask, what were the chains used for? And I'm referring to the chains that both myself and Becky have heard. And it responds with arm, get, Pete. Have a listen.
Some chains we heard rattling. Did you used to chain people up with them?
Army.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with that response, maybe it's feeling, whatever's there is feeling threatened by Pete, and maybe they're saying that they're going to use those chains to tie him up, you know, put around his arms or something, who knows. So the next question I ask is, who did you protect here? And we get a response of something saying, sir, shoot them, evil. And then straight away I ask, did you have a horse? And it said 1 horse. Have a listen.
Who did you protect? William, I thought I heard. Shot down. Did you have horses?
One horse.
Yes, that did actually.
That did,
Yeah, that was
Horse.
quite clear.
Horse. Wow.
So with that response saying, sir, shoot them, evil, they're probably thinking, we're going there, we're evil, we need to be shot, they're there protecting their territory, they're soldiers, they're guards, they're doing whatever they used to do, and that response is really, really intelligent. So by this time, we've established a good communication going on between us both. So I then ask the question, are you overwhelmed that we're able to hear you and you're able to come and communicate with us in this way? And we get a response saying we're spineless. Now, what that means, I have no idea whatsoever. You know, I suppose if you think of a ghost, they don't have any bones, they don't have nothing. Could it mean something like that? Or could it mean they haven't got a backbone? You know, they're spineless, they're chickens, they don't want to communicate. Who knows? You could look at it in so many different ways. But then straight after that, it's as though something there, whether it's all of them, just one of them, or a few, or whatever, it's like they're begging us to leave, because it then says, please, please leave, followed by another please leave. Have a listen.
Are you like overwhelmed because
You can
you
hear your voice.
you can talk to us, we can hear you? Is that brilliant for you as well?
What was that?
Jermaine.
Jermaine?
Yeah. Can you tell us our names? Tell us all of our names, please. We've introduced ourselves already earlier. Tell us our names. Please leave.
Yeah, I heard that.
That was really clear. So whatever was there was asking us, in quite a kind way, I might add, to please leave. So what that could mean anything. You know, they might be wanting us to leave for our safety. They might be wanting us to leave because they just don't want us there and they don't, you know, we shouldn't be there. It could mean a number of things. So anyway, the next question asked is Becky. She then asks, why have people seen you jumping over the bridge? And straight away it responds with guards, really clearly. So have a listen.
Why are you seen, or why are people seen jumping over the bridge?
Guards! Guards!
There's the guards we can see jumping over the bridge.
Yeah.
A guard.
Yeah, guards.
I then ask the same as Becky, saying, but why did you jump over the bridge? And we then get a response saying, spears.
Why did you jump over the bridge though? Spears?
I heard spears.
Now, spears would have been weaponry that they used back in that day. So that really is quite interesting, and it indicated to me that maybe what we have seen there in the past, and other people, have been guards actually jumping over that bridge who have been murdered by spears. But if you listen to this next response, it then says, Holly, Blood Castle. So Blood Castle is just, it kind of ties in with spears and them falling over the bridge and blood. You know, if they were murdered, there would have been Blood Castle. So it all kind of makes sense. As for Holly, that could be a name of something, or it could refer to holly that we use at Christmas time, or it could be a misrepresentation of the word holy, because back then everybody was very, very religious. It was kind of thrown upon people to follow a religion. You had to be religious, and you know, maybe it could be that, but have a listen.
Were you murdered? Were you killed here? Castle, Blood Castle.
I heard Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after that, Becky then asks, is it that we were seeing you being injured? Were you injured as you fell over the side of the bridge? And we get an immediate response saying, yep. Have a listen.
Is it that we are seeing you being injured and falling over the side? Yep.
So after all that, I asked, can we see you again? Because we're going there, we want to see them. We want to see them appear. We want them to come forward. We don't want to be frightened when we see them. We want to know that what we're communicating with on all of these devices are real. And when I ask that question, it then responds with, yeah, do it. And then straight away it says, get out, leave. So have a listen to this. Strange. Come on, let us see you again. Come and show us. Show us what happened to you.
Yeah, I'll do it. I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
Do it now, please. Do it now. Let
We
us
can
see.
use all our energies. William.
So, all in all, we had a really good paranormal investigation there. And you can see more responses we got in the actual episode, which is on this YouTube channel, Indico Paranormal. So do subscribe, and if you'd like to watch the episode, go and watch the episode because there is more on there. But I have just highlighted quite a lot of the interesting clips there, but there are more interesting ones on the episode. So yeah, what else can I say? Next week's Friday ParaVlog, I'm going to be reviewing Grandin Hall. Now, I've been there twice now. The first time we got really good stuff with a little boy appearing on the SLS Stickman software. And I say a little boy, it could have been a little girl. We don't really know. But the second investigation there revealed more, and it tied in with what we'd got on the previous investigation. But this last investigation, only a couple of weeks ago, what I can say about it is it was extremely overwhelming. And the results, responses, and what happened is just absolutely mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing and overwhelming. So please do look out for next week's Friday ParaVlog. Give this the thumbs up if you've enjoyed watching this. And if there's anything you'd like me to feature on a future Friday ParaVlog, I may be able to do that. So do send me a message via the channel or via the Indico Paranormal Investigations Ghosts and Haunted Locations on Film Facebook page. You can get in contact with me there. So yes, I'd just like to say thank you again for watching this. Please do subscribe. Look out for next week's Friday ParaVlog. And until the next, bye for now.